Okay, in the previous video, we discussed how to assign keywords that we do not want to our website to the blacklist. Now, what about keywords that we do want on our website? How do we go about finding those? Again, recall our sample website was on how to build a doghouse, so the obvious search term to type in here is just dog and house, and lots of possibly viable keywords will come up. So now the trick is we want to somehow mark the keywords that we're sure we're going to be using on our web page at some point. These are the words that are going to be going into our How to Build a Doghouse article. And that's why in Keyword Researcher we have this article tree. So I'm going to name Article 1 How to Build a Doghouse. And it is in this article that we will be assigning the keywords that we'd like to have in our content, the content on our website, on this page here, How to Build a Doghouse. You can see the actual keyword itself, which happens to be the exact same as the niche, is searched for 8,100 times per month. So immediately I'm just going to drag that into our article, and you can see now that keyword is now associated with that article. Let's look for another keyword. This keyword down here is called how to make a doghouse. That's an interesting one because make and build are very similar. It's very easy to think about our target consumer typing either one of these keywords into Google when he's searching for our product. He might type how to build a doghouse, he might type how to make a doghouse. Either way, we can see this is reflective of somebody looking for doghouse instructions. Many of these keywords are. But the cleaning process never ends. There are some keywords here which obviously are requesting a service that we do not provide. For example, heated doghouse. Our particular doghouse model did not include a heater at all. So that's a product that we do not have, and so we can put it on the blacklist. The same thing might go for luxury doghouses. Recall that our sample website was about a simple do-it-yourself doghouse, not a luxury doghouse. So there again, I assigned that to the blacklist. And then you get occasional weird words like in the doghouse. That's an interesting one because in the doghouse has nothing to do with doghouses. That's an expression. In the doghouse means you're in trouble or you're in trouble with your wife. So of course that doesn't have anything to do with our website, so we would blacklist that one as well. Or consider this one down here, Snoopy Doghouse. Snoopy is of course a comic character and has nothing to do with the doghouse industry really, so we would blacklist that one as well. Now while you're working on your project, you'll notice that we now have quite an array of keywords on different lists. Some are on the white list, some are on the gray list, and some are on the black list. But typically we don't really want to see keywords on the blacklist because once we blacklist them, we don't really want to pay too much attention to them. So by clicking on this chain icon here, we can direct Keyword Researcher to only show the white and the gray list. Notice that the black list does not have a blue outline. So those keywords that we just assigned to the blacklist are now not visible. Only the white list and the gray list are. So let's keep looking for some words we can assign to our article. DIY doghouse. Recall that a do-it-yourself doghouse was pretty much the very thing that our sample website sold. It wasn't an indoor doghouse, so we'll blacklist that one. Now, one thing to recall about our sample website is that the actual doghouse product we were selling was for smaller dogs, families that had a smaller dog. So we might consider adding the word small to our search box. And you can see this reveals some keyword phrases that are quite reflective of our target demographic. Small doghouse plans, how to build a small doghouse, doghouses for small dogs, small outdoor doghouse. Right away, I can see our actual sample product caters to all these people, so I'm going to drag all four of those in. And now this brings up a good opportunity to discuss a topic that comes up a lot, and that is about how low should you go. In other words, this average monthly searches column is showing us that some of these keywords are searched for very few times per month. Small doghouse ideas is only searched for 10 times a month. Now remember that this number 10 doesn't actually mean that there are 10 people in the world last month who typed this keyword phrase and only 10 and 10 exactly. Rather, this number is more of like a relative weighted sum. It's just meant to give you an approximate idea of the relative number of people who are typing in this keyword phrase as opposed to all the others. So don't take these numbers literally. Don't think that there are literally 10 people exactly in the world typing in small doghouse ideas last month. This is just a weighted sum. But having said that, you have to cut off your keyword pursuits at some level. And where that level is depends on the niche. Some niches are so small that you would never delete any keywords. Rather, you would try to get every keyword you can associated with your website. That's how tiny some niches are. And on the other side of the coin, some niches are so large that there are millions upon millions of little keywords associated with the niche, and there's just no way to track them all because there's a lot of redundancy. So there is no perfect answer to the question, how low should you go when you're selecting your keywords? But what a lot of people do is they will choose a number and type it in here, like less than 100. So now Keyword Researcher is showing me every keyword that has less than 100 average monthly searches. And so what you might consider doing at this point is just doing a select column and then just literally deleting these keywords. There's 566 of them, and I just deleted them from the app. So again, I'm not advising you to do that on every niche that you actually work with. The question of how low you should go in your average monthly searches is completely dependent on several factors, including your business model and the size of your website and how much domain authority your website has. There's no perfect answer to the question of how low should you go when you're targeting keywords. But I just wanted to show you one way to remove many keywords quite quickly. You can see we're at the bottom of our project grid now, and the lowest is 110 searches per month. So it depends on your niche, but you're often okay with just deleting anything under 100 or under 50 or 40, or again, if your niche is small enough, maybe you don't want to delete anything, because there is a lot of redundancy in the words that will ultimately appear on your resultant web page. If we just look at the article that we've constructed so far, we can click on the Info tab, and we have this identifier called word pool. Now, the word pool is just the keywords or the actual words that appear in the keyword phrases here, in just these 7 keywords that we've selected so far. So you can see the word dog appears 7 times. House appears 6 times, small appears 4 times, the letter A appears 3 times, 2, how, build, houses 4. So what this is showing you here is that words in a niche will often appear again and again and again. So after you have some of the major keywords from your niche, then sometimes adding more and more long tail keywords might be redundant, but not always. If the keyword is asking a specific question or has a high degree of specificity, then you would consider making a unique article for that.